everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am working in my office and I wanted to hang some photos that I have just recently purchased. I am trying to do one of those gallery walls that you see where it has multiple pictures on a wall. So that's what I'm attempting to do today. I've never done one, so you guys are going to be watching me through this process, all my trial and error, so that way you can learn from my mistakes and hopefully it'll be easier for you when you attempt to try and do one. So let's go ahead and get started into this video. I'm going to go over the supplies that you're going to need in order to do a gallery wall. You're going to need some wrapping paper. Now I'm using some brown wrapping paper because the wrapping paper that I currently had a lot of busy print, and for me to visualize what something's gonna look like on a wall, I kind of needed something a little bit more solid. So I just went out to Hobby Lobby and I purchased this brown wrapping paper for $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. And then you're gonna need some tape. This is like painter's tape that I had laying around the house because I do a lot of like DIYs. So I already had this, but you can get it at Home Depot. You're gonna need a measuring tape. And I'm also going to be hanging my photos with the Velcro strips. So you've seen me use these in a lot of my other videos. They're very useful, so this is what I'm going to use to hang the majority of my pictures.
So I just wanted to give you a quick little view of all the photos that I purchased. I will definitely link all of the photos down in my comment box. So here you can see I'm laying out all of my photos and I am trying to figure out what design I wanted to do. So you see me going through a lot of different movements, just changing a lot of the photos around to get my desired look. The next thing that you see me do is measure 3 inches from each frame. That way, all of them are the same distance away from each other. I also wanted to point out that in the middle, where I'm measuring, all of my photos are like the same in the same row. So now I am measuring the total distance of my actual gallery wall. Then I am measuring the height. So I have to pick the tallest and the lowest points to get the total measure.
Now once you've got it laid out the way that you want, go ahead and measure. The first measurement is going to be the length of your whole gallery. So you're going to measure from one edge to the far other edge. Now mine is 86 inches. The next measurement is the height of your gallery. So it's from the very top to the very bottom of whatever the highest and lowest points are. And mine is 47 inches. The third measurement that you're gonna do is from your one edge of your wall to the other edge of your wall. Now in my instance, I have a door that's always open on the wall that I'm gonna be hanging, so I want it to be in the middle of the wall space that I have with the door being open. So I'm gonna take that measurement out basically to where it's just centered with the door open. So mine is not gonna be to the full edge of the other side of the wall, it's gonna be to the edge of the door. So from the edge of the wall to the door, my measurement is 112.5 inches. The last measurement that you're gonna do, which is our fourth measurement, is you're gonna do from the ceiling to the floor. We are now going to trace our pictures onto the wrapping paper. Okay, so I have already cut out all of my picture frames. I've traced it on the brown wrapping paper and I cut them out. I put them back in the alignment that I wanted. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Sharpie and I'm going to write what each picture is on the actual wrapping paper. That way I know when I hang them on the wall, I'll know which one it is, and you know, it'll just be easier for me to visualize what that is.
I just want to say the struggle is real. It took me a long time to get the first couple of drawings up there, but I swear I felt like I took them down and rearranged them and just try to get the measurements right. It would probably be a good idea to get a level to help with getting this straight, but I did it. It's not perfect, but I did it.
So as you can see, I have hung up all of my cutouts of my frames and my pictures. Now I do want to just kind of explain how I was able to do this. If you remember, we took the measurement from the top of the ceiling to the bottom of the floor, and then from the edge of the wall to the edge of the door. And I wanted mine to be in the center of the wall. Now I knew that my gold frame was the lowest point, and I knew that this picture was the highest point. Now what I did was, if you remember, I put 3 inches in between all of my pictures. Now this was useful because all I had to do was figure out the main 3 on the edges, where those would basically lay, and then I could measure 3 inches for all of the other ones. So the total distance from the ceiling to the bottom of the floor was 117.5 inches. Now I knew that the top measurement to the bottom measurement of my photo gallery was 47 inches tall. So I took the 117.5, I subtracted my 47, and then that's how I got the 70.5, and then I just divided that by 2, which would be 35.25. So I had 35.25 here at the bottom and 35.25 from here to the top. Now for the side, I knew that from the edge of the wall to the door was 112.5 inches. Now the total length from this farthest corner to that farthest corner is 86 inches. So again, I did the same thing. 112.5 minus my 86 inches gave me 26.5, and then divide it by 2, which is 13.25. So I have 13.25 here and 13.25 from this edge to the door. So I basically just used math. Whatever this lowest point, I measured it. That's where my lowest point on my gold frame would go. And then I just added this corner all the way. So I added the distance here of this frame, plus the 3 inches, plus the distance of this frame, plus the 13.25 that I wanted to have. So it's a little bit of math, it's a little bit of, you know, good measuring so you can get the distances correct. But after you get the first couple down, it's a lot easier because you know that all of the rest of them are going to be 3 inches from each other. And that's one reason why I did the 3 inches, because then it's just easier for me to like put on and, you know, line up. So I swear, like, this process, it made me feel like the wall just was not even, and I feel like my measurements were kind of off. It doesn't have to be perfect. All my frames are not the same size. You don't have to buy all the same size frames. If you want it to be in a certain design, just, you know, play with it. But I found out that this is just the most easiest way for me to do it, and I think it looks good. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start hanging my pictures in this particular, in their spot now. So I'm gonna use the Velcro strips. I'm gonna place one strip on one side and then put it together and then place the other strip onto the wall. So I will show you how I do that. So as you can see, this frame is very light. So I'm only gonna use one of the Velcro strips for this. So they're very easy. You just take one side off, stick it on the frame, and then take the other sticky side off, and then we'll just put it on. So as you can see, I have just put on my last picture. I think it looks great. I think that it did take a little bit of time and a lot of math, but after, you know, you're done, it just looks awesome. I can't wait to finish the rest of my office. But now all I have to do is just find some pictures to go into these empty frames, and it's all done. And you can always add more if you like. You can put more at the top, you know, I can add some more at the sides, the bottoms. I can, you know, just add as I go, but I have the basis of it up and I think it looks great. So I hope you guys find this video very useful. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys.